13th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
And the proof of that was from this Mishnah in Erechin, with the Gizbar not being able to take the Ksus Ishta and Bonov. Because over there, the principle of Shlichus was operating as well. And so therefore what? So therefore, that's what we're going to say over here in our case as well. About this sender who sent money with his agent to go and purchase wheat. So if he goes and does the shlichus, he buys wheat. So that's so the seller of the wheat doesn't need to know about the balamos. He doesn't need to know about the person that's sending him, because it works automatically because of the principle of shlichus that he will be kona. And therefore we'll understand how it is that when in that case the din of the price them will profit from it, not just the one that bought the wheat. Okay, so now we're up to Omar Rebbe Abba on Kuf base 102b, and this is first word in the line is, it's a little bit below the middle of the page. First word in the line is dummy. And then it says Aleph Resh Abba, Amar Rebbe Abba. Louis, you got the place?
I think it's 102B2, right-hand column, last paragraph. Amar Rebbe Abahu.
No, Rabbi Abba, not Rabbi Abahu. We're on 102B3 in the right column.
Amar Rebbe Abba.
Yeah, Abba, not Abba.
I see it. Thank you, Phil. Want me to read, Rabbi?
Okay, so yes.
Okay. Rabbi Abba said, "Lo, no. Kol hamakdish nichasav ein dato al kisus." Whoever consecrates his property does not intend the clothing of his wife and children. So, in other words, we have a presumption that this was the thought of the husband, I guess.
Right? Now, why is Rebbe Abba saying this? And what does he mean when he says lo?
Well, the question was raised, how does the dyer know to transfer the clothing to the wife and children? So he's saying he doesn't have to know that. We just presume that the clothing belongs to them. Does that make sense?
If Rebbe Abba agrees that the clothing doesn't belong to the husband and it belongs to the wife, because the wife acquired it, so So then why is why does he need to say, why does Rabbi Abba need to say that whoever's makdish his properties, his das is not on the wife and the children's clothing? Who cares what his das is on? But he obviously can't his dedication, just like it doesn't touch his neighbor's clothes that he doesn't own. It also doesn't touch his wife's and children's clothing that it doesn't own. I mean, whatever his das is, even if he has das, that it should, but it doesn't, because he can't dedicate what doesn't belong to him. He can only dedicate what belongs to him. So if Rabbi Abba is saying that the das of the makdish, the one who's dedicating, his das is not to include the clothing that his wife and children wear. So it sounds to me like what that means is that Rabbi Abba is saying that it's not because the children and the wife necessarily own the clothing, but it's because he didn't intend to deprive them of their things. He didn't want to make a dedication that's depriving them of their things. He only wants to take things that he uses, let's say. But he didn't intend that the Gizbar should be able to come in and take the clothing of his wife and his children. Well, so in other words, for that reason, Rabbi Abba is explaining that this is the reason why it says in the Mishnah that the Gizbar cannot touch the clothing of the wife and the children, because that wasn't within the das of the husband who was making the dedication to the Beis Hamikdash. Well, if so, it sounds like what Rabbi Abba is saying is that we don't have a proof from this Mishnah to the principle of shlucho shel adam kamoso, that the hand of the shliach is like the hand of the one who sent him. We don't have a proof from this Mishnah. He's not necessarily disagreeing with that principle, but he's saying you don't have a proof of it. You don't have a proof to it from this Mishnah here, because I'll tell you that the reason that the Gizbar is not able to take the clothing of the wife and the children when the husband makes a dedication is because the husband didn't have in mind that the Gizbar should be able to do that. Right? The Gemora originally wanted to bring this Mishnah as a proof. It said Teda. Teda means I'll come and hear a proof to what Rabbi Avo was saying. Rabbi Avo was saying, Shlichuse ka'ovid v'ki balabayis dami. The shlichus of the agent was faithfully done. He told him to buy wheat, and he did buy wheat. So that's called that he did the shlichus. And when the shliach does the shlichus, so then everything that he does is imputed to the sender. So it's like the sender did the deal. It's like the sender acquires the wheat. So that's what Rabbi Avo maintained, and he wanted to bring a proof to that from this Mishnah with the dedication of the husband and the Gizbar not being able to get not able to take the wife and the children's clothing. So what Rabbi Abba is saying is that that's not a proof to the principle of Rabbi Avo. That's for a different reason why he can't take, why the Gizbar can't take the clothing. Okay. Okay, I don't see that do we have any Rashi over here on the Rabbi Abba? I don't think so.
I don't see any Rashi.
No Rashi. Okay. The next Rashi is Omer Le Abaye. So that we didn't get to that yet, I guess. Oh, where is that, by the way? Oh, I see. It's further on. Okay. Okay. So that's what Rabbi Abba says, and so therefore, when he says lo, he means to say that no, you don't have a proof to your principle, Rabbi Avo, from this Mishnah in Erechim. That's what he means when he says lo. Because I'll tell you the reason for that din in the Mishnah is otherwise, not like you said. They have no proof. On that, we go to Maskif Law Rebbe Zera. And we call upon Alan to continue the reading. Maskif Law Rebbe Zera.
Okay, which page? Oh,
It's 102B3, right-hand column, second to the last
Bottom.
paragraph. The Gemora objects.
okay. The Gemora objects. Hold on.
Maskif Law Rebbe Zera.
Gemora objects. Maskif. Law, Rabbi Zera. Rabbi Zera objected to this. Zechi dato shel odom al to pilon. But does a person who consecrates all his possessions intend to consecrate his tefillin? Surely not. Usanein, yet we learned in a Mishnah, Hamakadish Chorsin may lean low to tefillin. If one consecrates all his possessions, we assess his tefillin.
Wow. So it sounds. So what is so Rabbi Zera is asking a kasha on Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Abba said, "Oh, the reason for the Mishnah in Erechim is not because that the yad of the shliach when he does his shlichus is regarded as the yad of the Mishaleach, the balabais who sent him. That's not the reason why. Because he said that because it's all a matter of the das of Makdish. It's all the matter and what was the intention, what did he have in mind, the dedicator, when he was dedicating property. He did not have in mind that his wife and his children's clothing should be taken by the treasure. And so Rabbi Zera says, so how do you explain this Mishnah though? If it's all dependent upon das, it's all dependent upon das of the dedicator. So how is it that his tefillin are going to be taken if he's makdish his property? Surely he didn't have in mind that the gizbar would be able to take his tefillin. How's he going to be able to put on tefillin the next day? So now we get up to Amrle Abaye. Abaye has something to say about this.
There is one little Rashi on this with the Malim Lo too, actually. Malim Lo tefillin, that we assessed the tefillin off for the guy. And it said the lo hamaot, that you lend him the money. And you give it to him in order to make it hektish. And it says malim and samim, just to assess, evaluate. So the idea is you're not going to give up your tefillin, but you're gonna make a loan from it somehow of the value of it, and that you'll be able to make hektish from. So it's not the physical tefillin, it's the money of the value of the tefillin that you're getting, that you can do.
Oh, I don't understand now. So this is getting complicated over here with this Erechim over here. So how is that a kasha on what Rabbi Abba said then? Even though he doesn't, yeah, this is getting into the intricacies of dedication over here, which
It's question, how much stuff do we give away? And he's saying, do you really give away your clothing? And he says, yes, you can give away your clothing. You could even give away your tefillin, or the value of your tefillin. You can always give things away to hektish.
let's see. One second over here. Rabbi Zera is asking a kasha. So perforce we have to say that he's differing with Rabbi Abba, who said that that the reason for the Gizbar not being able to take the Ksusin Ishto is because he didn't have his das on those things. So now Rabbi Zera is challenging that from another Mishnah. Here we have a case, a Makdish Nechasav. He dedicated his Nechasim. Hidaito shel Adam al Tefillah is the das of a person who's Makdish his Nechasim that also on his Tefillin. But nevertheless, it says Malin lo tefillin when he's makdish his nechasim. What does that mean, Malin lo tefillin? We make an estimation of the value of the tefillin and what in the makdish makes a halva of the value of the tefillin, and he gives that to hektish in place of the tefillin, which he keeps. Okay, so how does that disprove Rabbi Abba? Im kain af tzorich lachol hahektish ala tzeva v'asandalim shel ishto ubanav. If so, then we would have said that the hektish should have reached the things of the wife and the children. Ela korchak shetama mishtahu kedivrei Rabbi Avo mipnei shehu shlucham v'yadu ki adam v'kvar zochu behem ishto ubanav. Okay, so it's not about the fact that the Gizbar was able to take away the tefillin, but he does have to. The tefillin were included in the dedication in the sense that he has to give that value of them to hektish. So. So if so, then why is it in the other Mishnah with the Ksus Ishto and Ksus Banav that it says over there Ein Lo? The Gizbar doesn't have anything from those articles, unlike the Tefillin. So therefore, we must conclude that the only reason why the Gizbar has no part of the Ksus Ishto and Banov is meaning that I guess he doesn't have to give that value of those items to Hektish, is because they are owned by, they're not owned by the husband. He only dedicated his property, but he did not own he did not dedicate property that doesn't belong to him. So just like the property of his next door neighbor doesn't belong to him, and he can't dedicate that, he also is unable to dedicate the property of the that belongs to the wife and the children. And we said, how is it that it belongs to the wife and the children? Because of the principle of shlichus. That's how shlichus works. That it causes even without knowing, it causes the hand of the shliach is regarded as the hand of the sender, and the sender was the isha, and therefore she owns the dye on the clothing, and I guess the clothing also will say the same thing, and that's the only reason why the gizbar doesn't have any ability to take as collateral the ksus ishto and bana. So what was a bit confusing over there was that I thought that the point was he's taking the physical items. So it was a question of taking the physical items or not taking the physical items. But here we see from this other Mishnah with the tefillin, it's not really about taking the physical item, but it's simply that the value, if he said all of his nechasim, so then the value of all of his nechasim will be taken. Even the tefillin, he'll be able to keep the tefillin for himself to use them, but the value was dedicated. That's what okay. And now we have okay, so that's what we're saying so far. So everybody following?
So
Okay, so now we go to the next step. Amalei Abaye. We got a ping pong match over here. I think Abaye is going to come to he has something to say about this too. What's Abaye have to say? Let's go to Roy. You have the place, Roy? It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines, 7 narrow lines from the spread, from where the lines are widened. 7 narrow lines up. The first word in the line is hamakdish. And the end of the line is Amalei Abaye. That's what we're looking for. Oh, you're muted. That's the problem, I see. You have to unmute, Roy.
Oh,
you're back.
hello. All right. Amalei Abaye. Abaye said to, and it says Reb Zera, Ain, indeed.
That's Een. That's yes. Okay.
Yeah, or Ain, yes. Dasa, Shel Adam al Tefillin. A person who consecrates all his possessions does intend to consecrate his tefillin. A Makadish Nevosov Savar mitzvah, ko abid no. For one who consecrates his possessions thinks, I'm doing a mitzvah. So he means to include even his tefillin in that consecration. V'ain da'aso da'ato shel adam el ketsus ishto uvanov. But a person who consecrates all his possessions doesn't intend to consecrate the clothing of his wife and his children, mishum avo, because of the ill will that this would generate.
Okay, so what Abaye is saying over here is he's coming to the defense of Rebbe Abba, who said the whole matter depends upon Das. And he said that the reason why the Gizbar is not able to take the collateral of the wife's and the children's clothing is because the husband had specific das that shouldn't be included amongst his possessions. So even though they are his possessions, he gives his wife and children the permission to wear those clothing, but really they're his, and the only reason why the Gizbar is not taking them is because he had the explicit das not to include them because of Ava. He didn't want that the wife or the children should have bad blood with their father and husband, and so therefore the husband his we say his das was not to include those items that are you know they're that the children and the wife would like to have, and they don't want to have to give them up. And but as far as his tefillin goes, we're saying that he wants that the tefillin should become hektish. So that's why when he says when he declares all of his nechasim to be hektish, it does include the tefillin, but it does not include the ksus ishto bana. We have any Rashi over here? Yeah, Amalei Abaye in.
Amalei Abaye in. Abaye said yes. Vido dato shel adam al tefillin. Surely the mind of the man is on his tefillin, la'akdisham, to make them hektish. The sava high on this nami mitzvah kavidna. It's a mitzvah that I want to do that you have the hektish that I will give over to hektish.
So he's going to be actually giving them to hektish. He wants that they should be given to hektish. So then what's he going to do tomorrow when he needs to put on tefillin?
Don't know.
Wow, this is hard to understand. Okay. Well, we have the end of this story by any means over here. Now we have Alan. Are you there?
I'm right here. Yeah. All right. So this is 102 before.
Yes.
And
Left-hand column, the second paragraph, the Gemara raises another objection.
okay, that's
Rabbi
right.
Abba's explanation.
Gemora raised another objection to Rabbi Abba's explanation of the earlier Mishnah. Mishkif law Rav Oshea. Rav Oshea objected to this. Halo Chayove Arochin Shono Korn. But they taught here in the cited Mishnah the law of one who is obligated to pay an erech vow, usanain, as we learned in the Mishnah, chayor ve arochin mimasha shanin oson. We, i.e., the temple treasurer, exact security from those obligated in erech vows. V'chi the dito shel or dom al atzamo no. Now, does a person who makes an erech vow intend that a security be taken from him? Certainly not. Nevertheless, once he made his vow and became obligated to pay the temple treasury, his intent is irrelevant. It follows that if a man actually owns the clothing that he dyed for his wife and children, then in the case where he made an erech vow, the treasurer would certainly be able to collect it, even if we accept the argument that he intended to exclude it. Why then does the Mishnah rule that the treasurer has no rights in this clothing?
So he's bringing Rabbi Yoshia here, another Mishnah. We're learning Mishnayos today in Erechin. In regard to the din of Erechin, now this is a different din a little bit than the din of Makdish. Makdish is he's dedicating his properties to Beis HaMikdash, and so Abaye said, well, he does intend to be makdish his tefillin, but he doesn't intend to be makdish the wife's the children's clothing. So that was the defense of Rabbi Abba. But now Rav Oshi is saying, but you also have another din over here in the Mishnayos here. The din of Erechin it's got nothing to do with he's not dedicating his property per se. He's making a neder, says that he's going to give the value that the Torah gave to put on his head, so to speak, to donate to the Beis HaMikdash, such that if he says erech alai, my value should be dedicated to the Beis HaMikdash, meaning the value that's stated in the Torah for a male over this certain age, whatever it is, I don't remember right now. But now the Mishnah says, "Haybe arachin mamashkin oson," people that made this neder. It's really a neder, and they said it should be my value should be donated to the Beis HaMikdash. Now, because they said that the possessions, even those that the guy doesn't want them to take. So you see from here that for the guy's property that made the neder, it doesn't depend upon his das. They take what they take. So the Gemora says, "V'ki daitu shalodem al atzmo l'mishkanoi." Is that part of the das of a person, that he wanted that the gizbar should take things that he doesn't want to have taken? Of course not. So therefore, therefore we must conclude that nevertheless, I guess he's saying the same thing in regarding to the hektish, since he was makdish his nechasim, so it's not anymore dependent upon his personal predilection of what he wants to be taken, what he doesn't want to be taken. If he said, at least if he says his properties, if he says he's makdish his properties. I don't know if he would say if he's makdish his car that they'd be able to take some other item. That's I don't know. But in any case, what we're saying over here is the point of Rav Oshia is that it's not done according to the das of the makdish or the one that's making this neder of erichin. And so therefore, this that it says the gizbar cannot take the wife's clothing is not because of the das of the, not like Rabbi Abba says, not because of the das of the husband, because he wants to avoid the ill feelings from his wife or his children. That's not the reason. That's what Rav Oshia is proving over here at this point in the Gemara. Before we go to the next point, when we see something that contradicts what Rav Oshia said, you gotta hold cup over here. Okay, so do we have any Rashi over here? Yeah, we have some Rashi. Hello, Chayve Erichin Shanukan.
Hello, Hive Erech and Shanukan. But isn't it that someone who's chayiv on the values are taught here? The Katani was taught hama'arich et atzmo, someone who evaluates themselves. That's what Erech is about, paying your vow to pay the value of yourself. And it says mimashkinin, from a security. Baal, the master, is korcha, was forced. He forces himself
against the will of the one who made this neder, when he said my value should be donated to the Beis Hamikdash. Now they come in and they mashkinan, oh son. They take what they take, and Rashi says alma lav, yeah.
We see lav mishum dato have. It's not because it's not on his mind. They kind of force he's forced that he has to have a mashkon. It's not that he wants to give the mashkon. It's against his will.
Well, he made this neder. He did do that, but it doesn't say. In other words, the point is, it doesn't say the nature of the neder is. He just says my value, as stated in the Torah, should be dedicated to the Beis Hamikdash. So over there you see a case, in the case of this neder of Erichin, you see that he's not specifying any particular property, this property and not that property, and not the other, and yes, this property not that property. So it's not dependent upon his das at all. They come in and they can take, in order to satisfy that amount that's stated in the Torah for the dedication. Bal korcho, I'm understanding that means the actual item that they take, that they take for a mashkon, is not because he said that this item was okay to take and that item was not okay to take, so they're not going to be able to take that item. No, they take what they take, even though he didn't want them to take that particular item to fulfill the neder. So we see, says Rashi, that it's not dependent upon the das of the marich, the one that made the neder of Erichin. Okay. So we're what?
12:30.
12:30. Okay. So.
Okay.
Everybody have a great day. Atzlacha Rabba and Yashikoyach for learning this Gemora. Wow.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Be well.
Try
See,
tomorrow. There's Hashem.
hi, Lou.
Where's Lou? Is Lou there?
I guess he's not. I'll talk to him later, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay. Bye, Alan. Have a
Okay.
good day.
You too.
Amen.